All right, welcome back to Orlando Out of Context. I'm Brian.
And I'm Stephanie.
So today we are here with Chef Mike. Chef Mike, pronounce your last name for us.
Collantes. It's Spanish.
I was just gonna say, so
but I'm not Spanish.
You're not Spanish. So how do you get a Spanish last name?
Being Filipino, I'm a Filipino American born, so that's where some of the new concepts came about. Philippines is such an interesting place because it's been basically conquered by everybody. So the mix of cuisine is from like Malaysian to like a lot of our words are in Spanish, and then the American influence coming in from when we were back with them as well.
So it's like a melting pot.
Oh, 100%. We are, a complete melting pot of Asia.
Let me ask you a quick question. So we're here on site at one of your restaurants, and I see like your staff here addressing you by chef. Is that like a cultural respect thing, like in the culinary world? Like you would call a doctor a doctor?
I think it's just, I always tell them I call everyone chef in all of my operations because half the time I'm moving so fast I forget your name. But I guess it's out of,
it doesn't matter what restaurant you're at, as long as you say chef, you got it covered.
You're not going to, even my marketing guy, I'm like, hey chef, and they're like, I'm not a chef. I was like, it's okay.
Because I've watched, have you ever watched the movie Chef?
Yes.
It's a very good movie. I love it a lot. And it really taught me a lot. Well, it gave me an eye into culinary culture. And you see people in the movie, like, they talk about different positions, like, oh, I was offered sous chef, or like, I'm the chef at the restaurant. And it seems to be like,
I'm just
status.
So used to it now. I've been doing this for over 20 years, or 18, 20 years. Definitely, you just get used to it. Even getting young guys in, right from the first time they come in the door, I call them chef. We have one guy, he's like, please don't call me chef, I'm not there yet. I'm like, you working in my kitchen, you is, and you is, and you so you got, and it's almost like holding someone to a level of not just respect, but also like, if I say that you're a chef, you better start acting.
It's like a mindset, you know?
100%. So
between the difference between
but we don't
a chef
take
and
it
a
too.
cook.
If someone calls me Mike in the kitchen, I don't care. It's fine. It's okay. I don't care.
So Chef Mike is the creator of now what has quickly become the Taglish Collective.
Right. Taglish Collective restaurant group, I suppose. I guess in under a year, we're getting into our third operation, going into 4 and 5 new stores.
That's crazy.
Afterwards.
You're moving and grooving, even through COVID. You say forget COVID.
Yeah. We opened our first one during COVID.
Blaze my trail.
Yeah.
I like that.
Did, right before COVID, we opened in November 2019 with our first operation.
Wow.
In a Korean supermarket on the edge of town right before COVID. What could go wrong?
Hey, at least you're in the supermarket, so they stayed open, right?
Absolutely. That was actually one of the great things is everyone had to close down at least a week or two during what we were figuring it out. We were able to stay open and just abide by the different restrictions, but it was great because we were one of the only places open they could go to. But we definitely got hit in the very beginning before everyone else. A couple months before, the coronavirus really came from China, and so there was a little bit of a fear aspect to it, and we got hit pretty early on, which also helped us to, I think, reinvent ourselves continually.
So that leads us to the name of your first restaurant, which is Taglish. So what does Taglish mean?
Taglish is it's the language of the Philippines, I suppose. Usually you'll have, now pretty much everyone speaks English in the Philippines, primarily, but it is that mix of Tagalog, which is our main dialect. Out of the thousands of islands that we do have, there's so many different dialects, but this was the main one, and English. So we thought, how do we represent people like, well, this isn't Filipino food, and this isn't this is fusion and what we're doing. But I really think it's a second generation perspective. My parents came here with the American dream, and we're here as a byproduct of that. So what Taglish is for me is that Filipino-American culture. There are things on our menu that are very Filipino. There's things that are very American with a Filipino twist, but that's who we are as a generation.
So where did you grow up?
When everyone asks, because they're like, "Oh, who's the Filipino back there?" I say, "I am." And they're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "New Jersey." What part of the Philippines? New Jersey side. So from Jersey originally. When my parents migrated here from the Philippines, my mom went to NYU, so she's been here for a long time, and we came down to Florida, and I grew up here in Orlando. Went to Winter Park High School, went to Valencia for culinary school. I always tell people we opened that pizza spot, one of our new spots, and I'm like, yeah, I graduated from Sbarro's Fashion Square Mall. What's up? You know, I know pizza. So I was like 16 or something. But yeah, I definitely consider Orlando home. Went to Valencia. I got to do a commencement speech a couple years back to the new class graduating. So that was really fun for me to see, you know, my old chefs from there. And to hear that, yeah, I'm still cooking. I'm still trying to do something in the culinary world. But yeah, started there. Wolfgang Puck. Over at Downtown Disney. A great experience for me as a young chef. I was a head sushi chef at, I think I was 21 at the time, and traveled the country with their restaurant group and opened up a few spots, did tennis US Open. So it was a great experience at 21.
Awesome.
Yeah. A lot of people put a lot of faith in me at a young age, which was nice.
Yeah. So, you went to school here. You went to Valencia.
Yeah.
So did you learned your craft at Valencia,
Yeah,
or
I
you
did
started right
culinary
there?
school. I think, yeah, culinary school is a point of contention for a lot of people, but I believe it still set a lot of foundations for a young person to just say that they completed. It was great for me.
So did you go right after?
Right out of high school. Right out of high school.
Okay.
So where did you work when you were in high school?
Oh man, I don't even want to go.
Because you know most
dark
teens, their
days.
first job
days.
is in some sort of like fast food or restaurant.
Mine was
like
at
mostly
a pizza restaurant washing dishes.
Come on, that's
So-
it. Yeah.
And I worked at a hot dog shop.
Oh, I want to do a hot dog place so badly.
Oh,
with that.
see, we're
With
Steph's
Chef
ready.
Already on to the next idea.
Yes, you know, you got to
Moving
start
and
it.
grooving.
Let's go. We'll do one together. During culinary school, I said I was in Sbarro's. I just liked how instant gratification worked with culinary. You put a product out, you see the enjoyment, you know, it's instant. I was at California Pizza Kitchen for a little bit, and then Wolfgang, like I said here, those were really like where I cut my teeth, I suppose. And then I realized that the world is so big, especially in culinary, so I wanted to fine dining. And
Have you ever cooked internationally?
Well, I got grounded the moment that I was supposed to go international. I got grounded, and we'll get to that in a second. It's a little sad, but you know what? Everything happens for a reason.
Right.
I was actually at Wolf. I went to Las Vegas. My best friend lived there from high school, and we went to work at Joël Robuchon, which was like a 3 Michelin star restaurant, fine dining, French. They literally only speak to you in French during the service. It was very rigorous and intense. Stayed there for over 2 years. It was the only 3 Michelin star restaurant in Vegas at the time. So, you know, you're not learning, you're not being creative there. You're there to learn that food, which was amazing, and it really set the discipline for the rest of my career. I took a job after that to Mugaritz in Spain. At the time, it was the number 2 restaurant in the world in San Sebastian. And, you know, with dreams of international, just staying in Europe for the next couple of years and traveling around. But I left Robuchon with a 2-week hiatus here in Florida. They had a kitchen fire in the midst of this. Very sad for them. And then I got grounded and ended up staying in the States for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So what about Orlando made you want, like after you've seen and been over opening all these restaurants with Wolfgang Puck and being international, like what made you say like Orlando's the place that I want to like put the roots for my career?
I don't know. Orlando's still always home. You come back and you get out of that airport and you feel the humidity, and the first thing is feeling humidity. And I say to myself every time, I was like, I hate this, but I love this. This is home. You know, that
That's exactly
first
how it
waft
is.
of just terrible
Waft is the word too.
wafting of steam.
Have
right?
you seen that meme where it's like a picture of, you know, where you stand on the curb to wait for your ride?
Yeah,
and
baggage
it's like,
claim.
you know, when you're at MCO, like,
When your
you know
glasses
what
fogged
this
up and
picture smells like and feels like?
Exactly. No, it's exactly that. And I did some more traveling after that. I was in Philly with Jennifer Carroll, who was my mentor, who was on Top Chef multiple seasons. I think she just finished last year's Top Chef season as well, and ended up back in Vegas working for Masa Takayama. From there, I met my wife, got married, went to Hawaii for a couple years. So that was nice. Really, I don't know why I left Paradise, but Paradise is expensive.
Have you been to Alani?
Huh?
Have you been to Alani?
Yes.
Oh, I want to go so bad.
Yeah, Alani's great. We were in Oahu. The cooking scene is phenomenal there, but you are on an island. And
like you said, it's expensive there.
It's expensive. But as I had a great opportunity to run my own restaurant. It just wasn't the right partnership. It didn't work out, but I'm gonna stay. Why not stay for a couple extra years?
Right.
But we did get homesick, and we missed Florida. When we decided to have kids, we decided to come back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what do you think, as we get into talking more specifically about your current projects in Orlando, what do you think about Orlando that makes it an ideal city to open a restaurant or create a collective in your case?
Absolutely. Is it ideal? I think
I don't
it's
know.
ideal
Is
for
it?
us.
Yeah.
Our situation, right? It was ideal during COVID. Everywhere closed. During COVID, we decided to open a fine dining restaurant because you can't travel, and wine. It really changed the mindset of how we operate. But Orlando as a whole, when we decided to come back, I think it's been almost 5 years now. We just were like, wow, Orlando got so cool, and there's so many amazing chefs who left and came back, or rose up the ranks, and information is so readily available now rather than back then when you got to pick up a book about some chef or culinaire. And it's just now information moves so quickly that everyone really caught up. Orlando caught up really fast. We always say Orlando's up and coming, but I feel like we want to be part of the generation that Orlando's here, and we're creating it and being part of the growth of the hospitality and restaurants beyond the Mickey Mouse.
Right.
So
awesome.
That was really for us. We just saw the growth of it. And then during COVID, we just pivoted what that looks like.
What do you think in terms of culture and food critics? How is Orlando different than, let's say, a Las Vegas or even a New York or maybe Philadelphia too?
Yeah. I like that Orlando's not as critical. I think our diners are getting smarter and younger and more well aware of what's around and what people are doing there. So why do you have to travel to New York to get that experience? Why do we have to dumb down the food for for the people? And not that it was before, but I feel we could really push now, right? We could put sweetbreads, riz de veau, beef cheeks on the menu, and people don't even bat an eye. So it's really exciting to just find your own little niche in the city of what you want to do, and the support's there. Yeah.
So, Taglish. So it's been really just over a year, maybe a year and a half.
2019, so a year and a half. Our first restaurant in a Korean supermarket, coming from the, I hate to say, pedigree. But yes, I have pedigree. I've been to places. I've worked for some very, very nice and talented chefs. And now I have a 357 square foot box in a supermarket on the edge of town, serving Filipino food and sous vide pig heads overnight and marinating pork bellies for 3 days, which is not how you grow a restaurant fast, right? That's not how you do fast casual, right? Doing slow food in a fast casual situation.
Well, I had it last night because awesome. I hadn't had it, even though
I did too. I had it too.
Had to do your homework.
Stephanie had it too. I brought it home last night. And everything that I had was really good.
Oh, good. What did you guys have?
So we had the Tito's sandwich.
Okay, yeah. Tito means uncle in Tagalog.
Okay.
There we go.
Which isn't that like
Uncle Boy? It's funny because usually in every Filipino culture family, there's always a Tito boy or a Tita baby, which is one of your aunties is called baby, and one of your there's always one.
So I have a question about the banana ketchup.
So
I grew up in Pittsburgh, birthplace of the Heinz ketchup.
Yes.
So I take ketchup pretty seriously.
The ketchup gate, yes.
It's my number one. It's probably my number 2 condiment, honestly. And I didn't try the banana ketchup, but I saw it on the menu.
So
explain yourself. That's
explain
basically what
yourself.
Stephanie's
That's all.
saying.
She just mic dropped me right now. So ketchup was brought to the Philippines by the Americans during, the World War II, I believe, and it got.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're very, very appreciative. But it was hard to come by, so what they did was made our own concoction out of bananas. So the sweetness with some sourness from vinegar, and I believe the coloration is from annatto. So we use annatto really.
So basically, there's no ketchup in it. It's a whole nother condiment.
That's why it's spelled catsup.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, the ketchup is made. There's no tomatoes in it, but it is. I think it's still in that same process.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So then I also had the sisig.
Sisig, yeah.
Sisig.
So sisig is made from pig face, pig ears and cheeks and all of those bits. So in the beginning,
Like ground up.
No, what we do is we chop it up and crisp it up. Really, it's probably the most popular
Did I
dish
eat
that we
that?
have.
You did not eat that.
Okay.
No.
And it's served with beer. It's fatty, delicious, and served with beer in the Philippines, sizzling in a plate.
It's comfort food.
It's 100%. But it
it's
plays to, like, if you're Spanish, you know what it.
It's so
It's
good.
American pulled pork kind of feel to it.
Definitely.
We put a gooey, runny egg on top. So I mean, you throw an egg on anything.
We just met Chef Mike and he doesn't know that I'm the pickiest eater on the face
Are
of the
you?
earth. And
Yeah, so we're really curious to see what is in the pizza boxes because we're gonna have pizza.
my
in a few
palate
minutes.
is not fancy,
If you do not like,
and I do
banana
not respect.
ketchup.
I respect all culinary things, but unfortunately, it's all wasted on my tongue. So.
What is the craziest thing that you've eaten?
I'll let Brian answer.
Well, like 10 years ago, she wouldn't eat shrimp. So the fact that she's sitting here. I've been friends with her for 15 years.
Yes.
And the fact that now, that she's eating shrimp is like,
Yeah.
whoa,
All right, you're gonna hang out with me, and we're gonna do a tour.
Oh Lord.
Because when when she says, "Oh, I want to go eat somewhere," she's like, "Where do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Well, no. Where do you want to go?" Because she's the picky one. But she's so much better than what she was. So
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Orlando is. I think there's just so many hidden gems. Our Vietnamese community is so big, and it's so it's regional. And going to different places, everyone's like, "Why is there 15 Vietnamese places all in the same location?" Well, it's regional. Everyone does it a little differently. They offer one person does a really great banh mi, one does a really good pho or something like that. And these are the things people don't associate with Orlando. One of our chefs for this place, Soseki, that we're sitting in days before our opening, our fine dining restaurant, we have our amazing chef who's traveled the world, and I kind of had to sell him on Orlando. He's like, "What's in Orlando?" and you just don't know until you're actually out here, because I think there's that kind of overshadowing of it's just a tourist trap, right?
So you put out basically a call to find a chef to come here?
No.
To Orlando?
Well, having Soseki was a dream restaurant to do fine dining, no menus. You come, you just get taken care of from beginning to end. It's only 10 seats. We're in the entertainment capital of the world, so we say it's not really a dinner, but an experience, because the chefs cook right in front of you, not like this teppanyaki, but it's just really high-level cooking, really thoughtfully, thought-provoking food. And the chef here, besides Chef Denny, who came here 2 years ago, worked around the town, and during COVID lost his job, pivoted his position doing pop-ups, and that's how we met and started up Soseki. And with my ambition to open up multiple operations, I couldn't give 100% to this dream restaurant we were creating. So I reached out to a friend of mine who we've known each other for 10 years, Chef CJ, who's worked in all these restaurants, Michelin-starred restaurants, and I have a similar background, but he's been to like 100 more restaurants than I have. And he traveled for 1 year and worked for 2 years in different locations all across the world. And it just so happened we tricked him into Orlando, and I hid his passport, and now he can't leave.
Oh, that's him over there?
That's him over there.
Hey!
Prepping and menu testing. So we built a place that can really bring a lot of talent. And I feel like in my point in my career, not just being a chef that's behind the stove, I want to showcase what Orlando has. I want to bring more talent here. I want to, just bring different experiences.
Yeah. So we kind of got ahead of ourselves a little bit because we are definitely going to talk more about Soseki. But I want to know, so last night when I was at Taglish, I had the halo halo.
The halo halo, yeah, shaved ice.
So tell me, because I didn't really read everything that was in there. So tell me what I was having, because it was good.
It's good.
So tell me what I was having.
I wouldn't have eaten it.
And it's also beautiful.
It
was
wild.
beautiful, yeah.
It's wild. It's like having 5 to 6 different desserts in one. You have shaved ice with condensed milk. You have ube ice cream made by our good friends and fellow Filipina at Greenery Creamery.
So the ube, it's called ube, right?
Ube, yeah.
So ube is what the bun is made of on the Tito's sandwich, right? Because the bun is purple.
The bun is purple. It's also made by our other good friends, so locally made buns, but by a bakery here in Orlando as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who? Shout him out.
Le Key Pastry. Yeah, Le Key Pastry. Chef Wen, who was at Disney for a long time and opened up her own place
in
the Hourglass District. Yeah. Okay. They're right in the Hourglass District, Foxtail there. And so we try to utilize our friends. You know, why would you do that at fast casual? You could just get it from a Cisco truck. Well, I think, again, we wanted it to be special. And we wanted every experience to be a little bit different than going. You could get a Hawaiian bun anywhere, but this is uniquely ours.
Absolutely. So then you moved on from Taglish to Perla's.
Yes.
So I want to know before, because then we're gonna stop and have some. But before we pause, I want you to tell us, how do you go from Filipino to, okay, I want to open up a pizza place
and a sushi place and
then eventually a sushi
and whatever place and a hot dog place with Saturday.
Yeah, hot dog place next. 2022.
I don't know. Life is long and you learn so much. Why stick
Life
to
is
one?
long. I love to hear someone say that.
Yeah, stick to one discipline. True. Yeah, it just depends on who you talk to, right? So sticking to one discipline, I knew it was fun. And we saw this place, Thirsty Toe, for all the bars during COVID got hit really deeply, and they closed, and they built a space next door and said, hey, who wants to take this? So they had 88 interviews, or 80 or 88 interviews come through, or hey, I'd love to do a concept here. Hey, I have this concept. Well, I said, hey, I don't have a concept for you. I want to look at the space, see what does the neighborhood need, and what can we do with the space, rather than just come, that's how I think is, I don't need to have, I have 100 concepts. What's going to work for this space? And they were, we were one of the first people to roll up to see them. I went heavy. I brought like my crew. I brought like my interior designer. I brought my media guy. I brought 2 of my chefs. We're already going there, measuring their kitchen. It's not even ours. Like, yeah, we'll knock this down. We'll put this here. That's just kind of
you have
my
to
life.
Put it on.
You put it out there. We're like, yeah, this will work. And then we presented to them what we would do, and they, chose us to do it. So from handshake to first pizza out, it was about a month and a half.
Wow.
That was crazy.
That's so fast.
And like I said, I came from the University of Sabaros, Fashion Square Mall, 2000-something graduate, and we just... pizzas is one of the things that you get really obsessive, but we said, if we're going to open a pizza spot and you can get Mike's Hot Honey and Pepperoni at 5 other locations, we're not going to do it. If you could get prosciutto with arugula, go somewhere else. I'm sure they're going to do it fantastic. Let's do something really, really weird.
Okay, so
saw bananas
and unique,
on one
which
of your
leads us to our banana pizza.
So we're gonna take a pause now, and we're going to taste some Perlas.
We're going to taste some Perlas. We got 2 pies for you. We got the Fungi, Mr. Fungi, which is our truffle, and we use seasonal mushrooms utilizing all of the seasons with it. And then the next one is a banana. Yeah, that's right. Regular banana, Chiquita banana, sliced raw, with beautiful little pepperoni cups, calabrese peppers, and just really good ingredients. So let's see what they think.
My favorite is that lemon ricotta.
Lemon on the mushroom. Ricotta.
It's
You have
so
to say it the right
good.
way. You got it.
It's so good.
That's it.
And you make it in house at Perla's?
Well, we just make we take ricotta and then we just get the lemon zest and lemon juice and then, of course
That's awesome.
we chef it up a little bit.
And the name of that one, that name of that pie was
Mr. Fun Guy.
Mr. Fun Guy.
Yeah.
And then
I had the banana and pepperoni pizza.
Banana and pepperoni. Giving me so much slack about banana ketchup here. Yes.
did you eat the pepperoni?
Yeah, I ate the pepperoni.
How was that for you?
I feel like it was spicy.
I mean, it tasted like
that's
pepperoni.
One thing that I'm very, like, my mouth is very sensitive, so something that will set my mouth on fire, someone else is like, oh, that wasn't spicy at all. But maybe that's what the spice I'm tasting is.
So I liked the banana on the pizza. And you know what over the last few years the debate is like, does pineapple belong on pizza? Which I think pineapple is great on pizza. And now I think banana.
I love sweet and salty. That's
So did you like the combination?
Yeah.
Awesome. Our pizza.
Banana's my favorite fruit as well. So.
Yeah, our pizza, our pineapple pizza is literally called Everybody Hates Pineapple Pizza. Because it is, the point of no one likes it. So we reverse engineered it. We said, how do we make it so everyone has it? So we make our own pineapple jam in-house. So it has that sweetness. So it's not dull.
Pineapple jam?
Pineapple jam.
So it's basically tricking people.
It is.
You don't see the chunks, you may not.
No, well, also, you get you get a 2-year expired can of dull pineapples at most places. And, some Canadian bacon, and that's it. So we add that. We actually grab the pickled jalapenos from Taglish, and we add this bacon. It's called Newski bacon. It's one of the most smokiest applewood bacons that I've had in my career, and so it's really that is probably more expensive than ribeye right now. The bacon itself per pound is more expensive than like ribeye steak per pound, and it's just really, really good ingredients and really thoughtfully done pizzas. So right now people are like, what? We can't make our own pizza combinations? I was like, I think eventually, but right now we want people to try the food as it is. Right. A lot of thought went into it. Pizzas is one of those things that you could get just really obsessed about. Different hydrations. We use 2 different flours for it. We change the hydration based on the humidity of the day. So we're not just doing it like Pizza Hut or Hungry Howie's.
Do you have anything on the menu besides pizza?
We have one salad. One salad. That's it.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if you saw. You guys haven't been at that space yet.
We haven't been to that space.
You guys are gonna hang out with me over there one day.
Month, right?
Yeah. What's taking us so long?
Somebody in my gym was already raving about it.
That's
so
awesome.
People know about it.
So that kitchen is 12 by 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's someone's walk-in closet. It's
So
the one.
basically, you have one employee who just pivots.
We put 5 people in that place.
Wow.
Last Saturday was one of the busiest. Thank you for everybody who supported us in our soft opening and waited 30 minutes for bananas on your pizza. But it was one of the craziest. We had 5 people back there flipping dough, trying to keep up. Again, they built a space without a restaurant in mind. So where I would have loved to have, and everyone's like, what are your ovens like? I'd love to have a wood burning oven in there. It just wasn't going to be feasible, and it couldn't fit. So we have 2 electric ovens that go up to 750. We're literally putting in new ovens this week, so hopefully that ticket time will come down to 20 minutes.
So that kind of like the oven affects like how fast?
Absolutely. How fast we could just, we dial in all of our operations, and we knew right now with the space, we could have 6 pies and a salad.
Well, at least you stay within your limits. That's really important.
We can't be everything for everyone, and I learned that early in my career is just give them something really good, and if it's one, you can't please everybody. And that's the same thing for Soseki. We say it's a sushi bar, but it really is an experience, and we can't wait for people to try this and just see a different side of cuisine, dining.
So then let's move on to talk about that. So right now we're sitting in your brand new restaurant.
No one's seen this. What do you guys think of the...
Like I think it's beautiful. I'm looking right now at like a whole periodic table of elements full of spices. So
Yes.
Is that like something you learn in school? Like all those abbreviations?
No,
So
that's
you can
just
quickly
really
pick
good
out
marketing.
What you're gonna put and use?
Really good marketing. It looks cool.
It looks cool.
This is from a spice merchant out of San Francisco called Spiceology. They are
Spiceology.
providing all of our different spice mixes to us, as well as just really thoughtfully done spices and in controlled temperatures. They also do a lot of our molecular chemicals that we use for cooking, like xanthan gum and different like ultra-tech starches and stuff like that.
Well, I love the vibe in here, and right now the lights are like fully on, but I could tell like when the lights are dimmed for when it's showtime,
Right.
it's gonna be really awesome in
This
here.
is an audio medium. Let's explain a little bit. Like when you first come in, it's just like a long bar, so everyone's gonna be seated.
Well, you guys came in from the rear door.
Oh, this is the rear door.
So the other side, if you come in, there's this really beautiful lobby. It's very simple. It was purposely simple because I ran out of money. Which is usually, we just say it's minimalist, means minimalist in the pocketbooks. And then you go down this really long, narrow corridor, and it's meant to be very dramatic. So this is the most thoughtful. When we sat down with our team here, we said, what is the full experience of this? Because people are paying a pretty penny. It's like going to a show. How big is the umbrella? How many steps does it take to get to the sushi bar? Where are they going to put their mask? What is that experience like? How are they going to experience?
Drawers for my mask.
These are our secret drawers. Yeah,
Oh.
as you can
And
see
you have to
too.
put your phone so that you can experience the whole thing without.
So what do you think about that? We were actually thinking about do people not put as the experience? You wouldn't go to an opera and have your phone out, right? Is that something that we would do? I don't know if we would be that.
Chef and the experience.
I can't leave my
Have all
phone.
your
Yeah,
things.
but we need our cameras.
Yes.
So
Well, we had this idea of basically, and please, your fans, let us know to. Literally, we give you a file for all of these super high-end photos that you could post on your social media of the space. So now you get to just enjoy. We are really thinking through and through of your complete experience. You're spending 2 hours at our house, at our table. How can we make it as seamless as possible? You don't know why Disney's so great. You just know you're being taken care of, and the experience, the overall experience. It's what we're doing here.
So tell us about omakase, the omakase experience traditionally, because this is kind of like a traditional experience, correct?
I wouldn't say so. Omakase just means leave it to the chef. So it doesn't necessarily mean tasting menu or degustation in French, or as the tasting menu, large format, but it truly means leave it to the chef in Japanese. So that's why you don't really have a menu. We really just get to pick the best quality products that we could find and showcase that with also the experiences that we have as being chefs around our in our past. One great thing is we started Soseki as a pop-up at the Edible Education House, which is a nonprofit organization in College Park. They have a beautiful garden that they do teaching from, and because of that, we were able to say, hey, Brad, the head gardener, said, we can't give this. What am I going to make on a couple radishes to a restaurant? Nothing. But what they want to do is provide us with vegetables to continue their story and continue what they're doing for the Orlando food scene as well, and educational scene within food. So they are allowing us to pick and grow whatever we want in that garden and utilize it just here at Soseki exclusively. I mean, that's in itself is amazing. People don't know you could grow things in Orlando. Isn't that crazy?
I can't grow anything. Every time I buy a plant, immediately.
Dead immediately. And the growing season, as I said, Chef CJ, who's traveled around the world, our growing season's crazy. The first day, because I work really fast, the first day I picked him up from the airport, we went straight to the garden, and he's looking at this like there's bib lettuce and there's leafy greens, things that grow in summertime. Well, our growing season changes because in the summer it's ridiculously hot and humid, and you can't grow these things. So right now, this is like prime time. Beautiful. Spring is the best time for Florida and Orlando produce.
So the menu is going to be ever-changing?
Ever-changing.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like every week, every 2 weeks?
Whenever we want.
Whenever
If we want to close down and do a ramen shop or something, we can, because it's 10 seats, whatever we want to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really a place to be creative. We are putting, so guest experience, right? Purse hooks are going in.
Okay.
Every space has a USB and a plug.
Nice,
I mean,
nice.
it's done up.
Good. So like you said, it's all about the details.
All about the details, absolutely.
So when is your official open date?
We are actually doing preview dinners here and at the Edible House this Friday, Saturday. I believe Sunday we do have extra seats available. I'm not sure when the podcast is going out.
So when this will air next week, on Wednesday of next week. So to our listeners, the kind of the preview weekend has passed.
We will go into our soft opening here. If you go onto our website, sosekifl.com, sosekifl.com, you guys can get on our mailing list. We're going to send you a private link that allows you to come through, experience it before we actually go and let the general public through to our space. So we just want to make sure we come correct, as they say.
Yeah. So, how many seatings per night will there be?
I believe we're going to do 5 nights a week, 2 sittings. Certain nights we will open it up for lunch for something a little bit quicker and fast-paced, about an hour 15. But you can expect 2 hours. We don't want you to sit. I've worked at places where it's a 3-hour experience and your butt hurts and you want to go, and I got things to do, man, you know? But, I think 2 hours is okay. Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
We have a podcaster that we listen to, Heather McMahon, and she always talks about going to restaurants and like basically sitting for 4 hours and having like 10 bottles of wine and 80 desserts.
Oh.
And I'm like, how do you sit that long in a restaurant? It's just
I'll do it.
much.
Any chefs out there that want to invite me?
Well, anywhere outside of the U.S., like I lived in Brazil for a year. So if you go to a restaurant in Brazil,
I think slower.
you just sit there for at least 2 hours.
How do they get anything done?
And yeah, exactly. And then you have to like beg for your check, like bring me my check because I want to leave. It's very, and in Europe, I think it's kind of similar in some respects where it's like it's a slower pace.
Well, we want you guys to be the guest experience to be at the top notch, and also just feel, like we said, completely taken care of. Let those 2 hours really settle in and experience it fully, and just slow down. For me, opening, I don't know how many restaurants. We're doing 3 restaurants in 3 months at this point, with a 3-month-old, and starting an 86 Media, our media company and marketing group. It's nice to just be taken care of. So I'm excited to come in for dinner and take that time as well.
Yeah.
So is it also sort of like, will the chef talk to you and like tell you like this is what I'm making, or this is...
No, you have to sit there in complete silence with your hands on your lap.
I'm not that fancy.
No, it's...
I'm not
this is it's
as far as like
fine
learning,
dining,
like,
but we want the experience to be as educational as you want, and there will be guests who want to ask multiple questions and guests who are just here to have a good night out. I think this type of format, as you are going to be literally in front of the chef, you can really cater it to what kind of experience you want.
Cool. So we want to do like a little speed round, I guess. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready for speed round.
So we try to, with all our guests, kind of cover like 3 topics.
Okay.
So you've been living in Orlando for a while. Do you have any pro tips as an Orlandoian?
Like your top pro tip. So if somebody's new here, they just moved here, or maybe they're visiting and they visited a lot of times and they're kind of spreading their wings and checking out more of Orlando, do you have like an Orlando pro tip to kind of navigate the city?
Absolutely. Pro tip number 1, do not go on I-4 at 5 o'clock. Well, actually, any time of the day, just avoid I-4 completely. You will always see one wreck. And coming from Hawaii, I forgot how interesting Florida drivers can be. And then apparently I turned into one. And another pro tip, get out of the hotels and resorts and go find some local food. There's amazing local chefs. We are a little bit more spread out, but you will find some diamonds in the rough in every community, from College Park to Winter Park to Mills 50. There's just so much good food. You don't have to look far. Find a good forum online. Find some podcasts like this, and really, take a chance.
Yeah, that's the whole goal. When we started the podcast, we said we want people to think of Orlando out of the context of theme parks, Mickey Mouse, Universal, and see all
We respect those things, but there's so much more.
Absolutely. I mean, that is the bread and butter of Orlando, and I have kids, and I love going out there and being taken care of in a different way. But there is so much more out there beyond that, and there are also great restaurants there as well. But there's some local chefs doing some amazing things. Luke's Kitchen, who just got best restaurant in Orlando. Chef Tiger from Taste of Chengdu, who's doing amazing Szechuanese food. The list goes on. Yeah.
Okay, so the next one up is outside of the realm of food and restaurants. What is your top or suggested experience, something to do in Orlando? Like, now that you have kids, outside of parks too, like we're not going to focus too much on parks, but what do you like to do in town outside of food?
I don't do anything else.
He's like,
open more restaurants. Gosh, we always say it's entertainment capital of the world, and every weekend my wife and I are like, what are we doing today? What do we do? We love to eat, so we just go out and eat. But
that's why you can just hop on our page, on our TikTok page.
That's it.
Just do a speed.
That's what we're gonna do. We'll do a little swipe
through
up and see what's up.
Whatever your thumb lands on.
So you tell me, what do I need to do? Oh, speed round goes to you.
Well, I mean, I think that we have. I think downtown's great. I think that Lake Eola.
Even just to take a walk around.
It's great, and I think
the weather's been really amazing lately. There's some cute wineries, bars, breweries right around Lake Eola.
We did a strawberry festival this past weekend with the kids.
I've never been to
and
strawberry
got
festival.
Sunflowers. It was so fun.
I've been wanting to go. I was thinking
You have
we
to,
would go this time.
Yeah, get out to Claremont
And then right here we're in Winter Park, so
and I grew up in Winter Park when we moved here. So the boat ride, I love to take everyone from out of town. I take them on the boat ride. It's so fun.
Scenic boat tour. You gotta do it now though before it gets
Ridiculous. Yeah.
That's my pro tip.
That's the pro
Don't
tip.
do it at winter.
Don't go out during summer. When I lived in Vegas, everyone goes out late at night because the sun's scorching hot.
So the last one. So you have been away, which you have in the past. So you've been away for, let's just say, 6 months from Orlando, and you touch down and you feel the sweat or the humidity as you come off the plane.
Yes.
So what is the restaurant that you would go to that you've missed the most that's not your own? Where would you go and get something to eat?
Oh my goodness. I think it has to be uniquely Florida. I would always say Chinese food for me. It's like my go-to comfort food, being from, my parents are from New York, so we just always grew up with Chinese takeout. But, you come to Orlando, when we brought Chef CJ here, it was just like, go get a Cuban sandwich. Go get some rice and beans. I don't know. It's when you get here, it's just like, get some good rice and beans and roast chicken. I love it. And it doesn't... I'll tell everyone my favorite spot, which is not chef driven at all. It's La Granja. La Granja is like a chicken and rice, rotisserie chicken and rice place.
Where
I
is
think
it?
they're franchised. There's a few around town, but if you hop on out of the airport, you take 436 all the way down to Aloma. It's like boom right there. Literally, when we got back from Hawaii, that was the first spot we went to.
Okay.
Yeah, mojo, chicken, rice, beans, black beans, plantains. I was like, I'm in
I love
Florida.
it, yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
There is something that's so funny that you say that, because like there is a certain feeling that you get, especially when you've been away for a while, that when you step off the plane and that humidity hits you, it's like, oh, like I'm home.
I love it, yeah.
And it's like comfortable. It's just it's something weird.
Growing up, and you know, there's always those smoke fires, like, you know, those like that smell of smoke, and then the humidity. I don't know that
takes you home.
Takes me home. Smell of swampy water, and that's the drinking water.
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you, Chef Mike, for hanging out with us and letting us get a glimpse of Soseki.
That you want to plug?
I think I plugged everything.
So you can learn more about Soseki, in the show notes. So it's sosekifl.com, right?
SosekiFL.com.
And we'll have it in the show notes.
TaglishFL.com,
Yeah.
PerlaSpizzas.com, MikeCollantes.com, and 86 Media. ... 3 more restaurants by end of the year. Who's gonna help me out here?
Anybody else?
Anyone else? When we doing this hot dog thing? Right?
Oh.
Yeah, the hot dog thing is next.
2022. Let's do it.
So, and also, guys, go to our socials at this point.
It's all about the bun, you know?
It is.
That's
They
what I
don't
learned
know.
in that restaurant. It's all about the bun.
Yeah.
You gotta steam the bun. And you have to have a quality bun.
And you gotta throw kimchi on it.
I never had it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's coming up soon. It's already in the works. It's funny you said that too. So I was like,
So, yeah, go check out our TikTok, our Instagram, because at this point, when this podcast release, we'll have a TikTok on Taglish, so you can check out the food at Taglish. And I'm sure we'll have Perlas soon, and maybe a glimpse of Soseki in the future. So,
we'd love to have you guys over. Yeah.
all right, guys. Well, until next time, bye. Chef Mike, you can say bye too.
Bye.
Bye. Follow us on Instagram at Orlando Out of Context. Instagram is where you can connect and interact with us, as well as see photos and videos related to this week's episode.
Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and iHeartRadio.